Hello and what is going on, everybody? I'm coming at you with some more Ride 3 gameplay on the Xbox One. We're going to kick it off here with the weekly challenge, and I'm actually re-recording this beginning part of the commentary because I realized I talked for 10 and a half minutes, 11 minutes. If you can tolerate me talking for that long, that's pretty awesome. I really applaud you for that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this type of video. It's about 11-minute video with me commentating most of the whole thing as I screw up this corner. But yeah, I have the racing line on for this. I just wanted to get a good lap time quick. It was taking me a while to learn all the braking points and the turning points, so I kind of noobed it up with the racing line. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Something I wanted to note on here is those little poles on the right and the left in the tunnel. If you hit them onto the track, onto the racing line, and then you come back around on another lap and hit them as they're still rolling around in the track, it actually invalidates your lap. So I just wanted to point that out. And the last thing I want to happen is to have an invalidated lap when I was actually doing good, because this was kind of tough for me. But overall, it seems like this weekly challenge is actually kind of hard. I'm not sure how they were in the other games, Ride and Ride 2, but this one doesn't seem that easy. I did this for a while. You could see my mile counter at the bottom, and I actually was trying this for a good amount of time, and I still didn't get gold on it. But that could be because I'm bad at the game, but it might just be because it's tough. So I guess we'll see. Once the full game releases, I'll see what my leaderboard position changes to. But right now, it's right around 20th, which is higher than I thought, but there's really not too many people on the leaderboard. I think like maybe 150 or so. You can see right there, I actually almost clipped the wall. I would have been really mad. Also, for my settings on this, I do have traction control full on just because I'm too much of a noob to have it off and just spin out on every turn. And I do have ABS on, and I leave ABS on for this whole video. I have some other career clips coming on after this. But yeah, for the bike this powerful, I do need traction control and ABS, especially when using a controller. It's really hard to modulate your braking with just a controller, so I usually use ABS if I'm using a controller on any game. And here I am coming around the final little bend here. You gotta really watch out for that wall or it can make you mad. And that'll be my lap. I forget exactly what I get, we'll see here. 236.553, so that was good enough for silver. Now we switch to some career mode. I'm doing some the Super Sport 300 motorcycles. This is on Donington Park. And these are a lot of fun. I know a lot of people who have had these in real life. These motorcycles, it's pretty cool racing them in a video game. I myself personally didn't have one, but they are pretty fun to race. And for this race, you can also notice that I did, as I hit that guy, I did take the racing line off completely. So now I'm racing all by myself with all my skill, or lack thereof, if you will. And it actually turns out pretty good. This is a good race, which is why I recorded it. The 300 Super Sports aren't really that fast, so it's not too hard to learn the braking points and the turn-in points of the tracks. If this was something like if we were on a bunch of 1000 cc's or leader bikes, I would have a lot more trouble, but the 300s are actually a nice way to break in the learning curve for the game for me. I was able to have a lot of fun without the driving line on. And so you see in this career race, I'm behind somebody, GTI Forever. If you guys don't know, GTI is a car, not a motorcycle. And I just wanted to point that out. I'm behind him, and I was just looking at this the whole race thinking, wow, that's a car, not a motorcycle. Going into this final turn is kind of tricky. You'll see on the second and final lap that something kind of happens there, but I'll let you find out when it comes back around. But this track is fun. Donington Park has been in a bunch of video games as far as I know. I know it was in Project Cars, I'm pretty sure it's in iRacing. So I was familiar with the track, maybe that's why it also helped me race without the braking line. The weekly challenge track I did not know and I haven't seen before, so that could be part of it. Or I could still just be not that good. But yeah, I'll just blame it on the track, I guess. So you see, I don't know if you can see in the bottom left, the mini-map, we actually made GTI Forever and the first place guy actually pulled away completely from the rest of the field. So it's just a three-way battle for whoever can get the best spot on the podium here. We all know I want the W, so I'm going to do whatever it takes, and you're going to see at the end of this race that I did really do whatever it took. As I get some nice passes here on the outside, they actually, AI kind of slowed down in that corner, I'm not sure why. And you'll see I get payback for that. And I think they actually catch up to me on the straightaway, which is weird to me. On the straightaways in these 300 Super Sport bikes, I've been getting caught up to by the AI all the time almost. You can see they're pulling up to me like I'm standing still almost. And there it is, the penalty. But I don't know if it actually docked me or it just says I get a penalty, but I did win by more than 0.2 seconds, so we'll take the win. You know how it is, a W is a W, so we'll take it. Get a nice little achievement there, win on Donington Park. And I don't think there's anything to see here. Oh, you can see my difficulties, medium. Yeah, I mean, you can make fun of me if you want. So here's the third and final race for this video. It's another career race. This is at night, also with the Super Sport 300 bikes. And I actually like the way the night looks in this game. It's not really too dark. So it's still pretty easy to race on, but it still looks really good. I like the way the headlights and the taillights and the track lights around the track look. Believe it or not, this is actually my first attempt at this track. I don't think I knew the track, and I didn't do any test runs on it. So, I mean, you'll find out when we come up to this hairpin after this straightaway right here. I just blow straight through the hairpin. But like I said, with the 300 Super Sports, it's not too hard to learn the braking points and stuff on these tracks. And you can see, I don't know, yep, we might get to 100. I guess we don't. And then just to cap it off, there it is, we blow straight through the hairpin. And then almost die getting back on the track, but luckily we have those assists on. This race I was going to edit a little bit, but actually the whole race is pretty good. It's still me and the first 2 or 3 place guys the whole race battling it out, so it actually turned out to be a good race, and it looks really good. I'm watching it back now while I'm commentating this, and I still think it looks really good. The sky looks pretty good, all the scenery around the track looks good, and overall it's a lot of fun. I just get a nice outside pass there, and look who it is. GTI Forever and that other guy were all locked up. I don't know what they were doing, but they slowed down on the straight basically, so we took the lead for now. I mean, I guess that's what you get for having a car gamertag in a motorcycle game. You just get overtaken, but I'm just saying. So we're coming up to this one pretty tight turn. Still not too hard to know the braking zone. You could pretty much see the turn pretty easily as you're coming up to it at less than 100 miles an hour. So. And then we have just, I think, one more turn and then a little S section, and that's one full lap on this track. It's a pretty long lap because these bikes aren't that fast and there's a lot of straightaways. But I was pretty impressed right there. This is my first time on this track and I almost did the braking point perfectly there. And there you go, one full lap and we're still in the lead in front of GTI Forever. Alright, can we hold the lead? We're gonna have to find out. You can see first, second, and third we're pulling away from the pack again. They just can't keep up with us. We're too fast. We're too fast, I guess. Actually, now that I think of it, I probably didn't even need traction control on for these bikes because I don't even know if it kicks on. I just left it on because I didn't even change the settings in between races. So yeah, I think we're coming up to that the hairpin again, and I forget. Let's see if I actually get it this time. Whoops! Looks like I braked a little too early, and I almost got rear-ended. But we're out of there alive, still in the lead. So the video I made yesterday, I don't know if you saw, I mentioned that I didn't see any real glitches or anything with the game. I checked today and I actually couldn't get into the multiplayer mode. I was planning on doing some multiplayer gameplay and couldn't get in. So I don't know if that's just me or it's not out yet because the full game isn't out. It could be the servers or something, I'm not really sure. But I couldn't get into the multiplayer yet, which is kind of bumming me out, but at least the AI are pretty good to race against. Even if their name is named after a car in a motorcycle game, they're still pretty fun to race against. I just realized it's been a lot of almost 10 minutes of talking. I don't know if people are gonna get tired of me or not. You know, probably, and I guess I'll just get no views. But we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna show it to people and see what they think. If it gets good reception, I'll make more of these videos. If not, maybe I'll try shorter ones or a different type of commentary or something. Doing live commentary on this game is kind of tough because it requires a lot of brain power for me to race, and I can't really talk and race at the same time. But yeah, this is the end of the race right here. Check out this finish. It's actually another photo finish, so let's see what happens. Camera glitched out a little there, but I did get the win. We're gonna see, I forget exactly what the interval was. Let's see. Yeah, 0.038, so that's pretty close. That'll wrap it up for today's video. Let me know if you guys like this, if you even made it all the way to the end, and maybe I'll do more in the future. Okay, thank you.